Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is something a little bit different I'm going to do today with my DLX, my Hawk DLX. We're going to be reinstalling the factory computer, which I sent out to Moto to have them tune it. Let's go ahead and roll the video.
You think you know me?
Alright, some of you may or may not have heard of Moto, but basically they're making parts now and modifying parts for the Hawk DLX and the regular Hawk, the carbureted version, and some of their other motors. But basically, I'm running the stock motor. Those of you that watched my videos before know I'm running a pod filter. I'm also going to be removing the baffle. So basically, I am reinstalling the factory computer that's already been sent out and tuned. Now, I don't know if it's going to run much better. I have been running with a little bit of a lean since I've been running it this way. And of course, now I'm going to be taking the baffle out, which would actually make it run a lot leaner if I didn't have it tuned. But I want to see how legit this tune was. I actually paid 112 bucks. I shipped it out on like a Thursday, I believe. I had it back by Thursday the following week, which is yesterday, honestly. So quick turnaround. I shipped it right out to them. They shipped it back to me. So with shipping and everything, it cost me about 125 bucks to have this computer tuned. All right, folks, computer's back in. Exhaust baffle's out of it. It looks like the inside of my exhaust is looking kind of crappy anyway, but we're going to try and run it, see what it does. But first of all, we're going to start it up for the first time. Sounds like it started up pretty good. Doesn't sound like anything's bogging on it. We'll have to go ahead and get it all back together. Of course, the computer might have to relearn stuff a little bit, but with the new tune, it should be a lot better. And of course, I probably should throw a new spark plug and everything over, start fresh with it. All right, folks, let's go ahead and jump on Yo Mama, my Hawk DLX here, and see how the computer tune did. Now, obviously, like I said before, I had some bogging issues. Acceleration, of course, is always going to be slow on this unless you really do some serious motor work on it. We're just going based off the tune and the way the bike is set up now. Let's go ahead and take it out for a spin. And of course, like I said before, I always had some sort of bogging issue right off the bat. Even before I made the modifications, which, you know, the modifications probably just accentuated it, but I always used to have a little bit of issues accelerating. You know, engine would bog a little bit even at mid-range. Just doing some light acceleration, you'd have to let the bike warm up quite a bit. And of course, you can see here I'm not having any issues at all. We just started the bike up and bike's accelerating normally like it should have from the factory. So right there, it was a bonus just getting that extra tune done on the motor. You know, no bogging issues right off the stop sign. Just to make the bike run better so far. It's really great. Anyway, we're gonna head over to where I usually like to do my higher speed runs. Not that this thing is really that much of a higher speed, but I can definitely go over the tracks better with the modifications I've already made to this bike. So let's go ahead and get over to the Route 20. Of course, the weather conditions aren't really optimal for today's run. I got a lot of wind. We had storms pass through here, so we're just testing out how the bike actually runs now. We're not testing out really high speed or anything. I know I did a previous video with changing out the sprockets and the chain and everything, but basically it's really windy here, so we're going to see how much I can maintain the speeds. Of course, I have no bogging. I'm up to 65, 66, 67, 68, which is not bad considering all the wind I've got right now. And of course, you know, that's not 100% accurate, the speedometer, but the bike's not really struggling to hold 66, 68. And, you know, this wind is not real great, but being a really light bike, yeah, and the wind is pushing me around, so definitely wouldn't want to be going 80 miles an hour on this bike today, but I am at full throttle, not having any issues. I sometimes wonder if they limit these in the computer a little bit, the DLXs. But I'm going to back off a little bit here and just kind of cruise.
Said we're dealing with the wind and stuff here a little bit, so, and of course I'm already technically 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, allegedly, based off what the speedometer says anyway. I'm gonna have to make a fuel stop soon, but we'll do one more time with full throttle. Like I said, I think in my previous video I struggled even to stay over 65 without the tune, based off the speedometer. I'm holding 66, 68 in that range, so. Well, that's a pretty good idea. I've had no bogging. No bogging with this computer tune whatsoever from Moto Cult. I highly recommend it, even if you don't have any real modifications. These bikes do run really lean from the factory. So, like I said, mine's just air intake modification and stock exhaust modification. That's all I've done to this bike with the tune. So, and of course the gearing, but the gearing has nothing to do with the computer. So, but I highly recommend it. I paid $115, got the work done, and got the computer back in less than a week. So, well, that's it for this video, folks. I highly recommend this tune, and of course Moto Cult does engine upgrade kits, you know, like the different stuff. I'm not going to get into that because I'm really not planning on doing that. I just wanted a bike that runs halfway decent, no more bogging, still running pretty much the stock engine other than those modifications I mentioned. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to continue riding. I got to go to the hardware store and get something to eat for lunch. Bye for now. Trying to do highway speed runs on a day where you've got wind and swells like that coming off of Lake Erie is really not all that much fun, folks, especially when this bike only weighs so many pounds. And you can hear the wind whistling. Fun, wow. Surf's up, folks, surf's up. Jesus.